MPs here in the UK are telling us that we need to ditch our cars to meet climate change targets. That's right, the ridiculous targets set by, I don't know, people that are guessing. The Science and Technology Select Committee says technology alone cannot solve the problem of greenhouse gas emissions from transport. It says the government cannot achieve sufficient emissions cuts by swapping existing vehicles for cleaner versions. The government said it would consider the committee's findings. So hang on. They're forcing all these people to buy electric cars, and they're still not going to let you drive your cars. Fuck you. Fuck all you people. I work hard, I bought a car, I like being in my car going places. I don't want to use public transport. I don't want to mix with the diseases, dirty, dirty things. People. No. I want to sit in my car, listen to the music of my choice. Be as ignorant as I fucking like. Not on a bus, next to some twat listening to some dreadful fucking dance music to the little tinny speaker on the mobile phone, while someone with a wet cough is sat behind me, giving me the bus aids. I don't want this shit. I don't want... Fuck the environment. My comfort comes first. My comfort comes fucking first. My car's got heated seats. It's lovely in the winter. I don't want to queue up waiting for a bus that never shows up. I don't want someone at the bus stop turning to me as if I'm a comrade, like, late again. Fuck you. Fuck all you people. I want a car. I want a car, and until electric ones are desirable or within my price range, I want fossil fuels in it. I want fossil fuels in my car. Diesel at the moment. I'm willing to go to petrol. I'm not an unreasonable man. That's what I want. It's not just it's ridiculous bollocks, because us losing our cars in England will be great for the environment around the globe, while China's still fucking hammering it out and India's basically still burning tyres for heat. That's going to make a lot of difference taking my fucking car off me. You can take my car when you prize it out my cold dead hands, motherfucker. I like my car. It's my place. It's my sanctuary. After the toilet, it's my second favourite place to be. Who are they to tell me I should change any one thing to appease some fucking kid with Asperger's sailing across the ocean in carbon fibre fucking boats? Or some neckbeard freak that glues themselves to a fucking train? No. I'm willing to listen to sensible solutions, such as, why aren't we looking more at renewable energies? Why aren't we making things more efficient? Things that make a big difference, that we can all do without sacrificing our individuality and our right to privacy and our right to have a fucking car. Someone told me on Twitter, with a straight face, might I add, we should limit the amount people can use their cars, and when they hit that limit, they shouldn't be allowed to use them anymore. I'm fine with that, as long as we do that with your ability to fucking breathe. This sanctimonious twats. My parents are in their 80s. They live 30 minutes from me. My old man's balance is shot after his stroke. It's fucked. He falls over. Don't worry, Mum. Thanks for phoning me. I'll be there in about 3.5 hours. Just got to get 3 buses, negotiate the smackheads and spiceheads in town, and I'll be right with you. I'll be right with you. No, fuck that. Get in the car. Get in the car. Sat with my son. Should we go somewhere? Yeah. Okay. Let's plan a 4-hour journey to spend half an hour somewhere. No. Get in the car. Get in the car. You pick whatever music you like, son. That's the way it should be. Personal liberty. If you want a car and you can afford a car, you have a car and you burn that fucking fossil fuel. It's there to be used. That shit's there to be used. Let's use it. Public transport. My arse. What do you think, Graham? You're muted.
I was doing my respect thing there again, and I forgot about it. But yeah, no, I totally agree. Fuck off with trying to take people's cars away and all that nonsense. The problem is, the people that think these things are the sort of wealthy elites that can Uber and tube wherever they want, and they think, well, why bother? But then they're not thinking about the people in the country who'd have to, for whom there are no buses, and there never will be because it's not economically viable to just run buses all day long.
If I
And it
lived
would
in
be
London,
worse
I'd
for the
want a car.
environment. This is why they have the fucking electoral college in America, isn't it? It's to protect the people who don't live right in the city centre, who write for these newspapers, who put out these opinions. It's a nonsense. There's no way. And again, it's that thing of like exerting control because you've looked at one specific part of the problem, and you're trying to solve this, but it's multi-layered, man. It always is. And the thing is, it's like less freedom doesn't usually lead to anything good, you know? It doesn't help anything. It's like this shit with the plastic bags. I'm not asked. If they banned plastic bags outright, I wouldn't be that asked about it. But ultimately, it's a drop in the ocean. It's not going to do shit. You know, it doesn't do anything. You know, I don't mind the small levels of controls, but telling you whether you are or are not allowed to drive, piss off. The car industry needs to sell, needs to be used, needs to be done, because then the money is getting pumped into it to make everyone go electric. And at the moment, electric cars are amazing, but they're not actually that.
They're not viable.
They're not energy efficient. The technology needs to get better. And that's not going to happen by just sacking it all off.
Not to mention, it is actually true. You'd be more carbon neutral if you bought a car from 1976 and ran that on petrol than if you bought a new hybrid or something like that. Less impact on the environment.
Well, that's the thing with these. They don't. It's the same with plastic bags. You know, they talk about those. You know, the bags you get, but you'd have to use one of those for 300 years or so to match the impact on the environment, because the plastic bags themselves just don't exist. And it's the same with cars, man. You know, you get one of these, they're like, oh, well, we can all have solar, we can all have this. And it's like, yeah, but where are the minerals going to come from? What about the slaves that are going to mine the minerals to get you that shit? It's not as simple as just getting it. You know, they're all going on about...
But it's when these righteous pricks go, well, you're just selfish, think of the children. I am.
Yeah.
Mine.
The thing is, though,
all these children have asthma. Well, that's not the fault of cars. That's the fault of you people pumping out these broken fucking kids with peanut allergies. Do you know what? I know I'm old. I get it. But when I was at school, there was one kid with allergies. One. And he had the lot for everybody. He was allergic to fucking every... First hint of fucking something, his tongue would swell up and all sorts. The worst anyone else had was a touch of hay fever. A couple of asthmatic kids who were pale. But, you know, I'm not having it that the air's dirtier now than it was in the 80s when we had lead in petrol. Okay, it's bullshit.
I thought that Dan Crenshaw, who I really like, actually, seems like a really sound fella. I saw him on Rogan talking about it, and I saw his thing in his speech as well during the debate where he was talking about carbon capture. And he's like, dude, we're already capturing carbon from power stations, but that carbon itself is worth something, you know. So rather than killing it, it's like, no, how can we make things worth it, you know, so that if something is pumping it out, if we can get that carbon capture technology more refined and more widespread, then that, you know, the same way that a computer used to fill a room and it now goes here, this shit's going on the back of everyone's cars, you know. And why not? Why the hell not? But it's not going to happen by running away from it. I really enjoyed Dan's talk on that, actually, because he was pointing out, you know, with like wind power and all the rest of it, and it's like we need batteries the size of states just for it to work. It just doesn't exist yet. No. You know,
Elon Musk said, didn't he? He'd have to buy several thousand acres of Texas to put solar down on.
Yeah.
He said, now, if you give me that, I'll generate you a lot of power. But of course, that's not practical. By the way, sorry, American Rebellion, have a good night, sir. Take care.
Yeah, night, man. Night. Sleep well. But I just this thing with like this reactionary nonsense about banning cars, and it's like, no, that's not going to... Who's it going to help? Who's it going to help? And then you've just got the corruption in it there. And like you said, what about emergencies? What about if you need to do it? What you're then putting a tax on people driving to work, which they're already doing, by the way. They're
Oh,
already
yeah.
it's already happening in city centres in the UK. If your work address, they go to your work, get a list of employees and tax everyone. They do it via the work. So sometimes it gets passed on to you, sometimes your boss pays for it, but all that's going to do is just depress wages. It's just fucking taxes. It's not going to affect people who are financially in a position to not give a shit. But if it's your first job or whatever, and you've got to get to work, it's like no, 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 no. It's like no, 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 no. It's ridiculous, man. Fucking taxing
I
everything.
like
Oh,
my car though.
yeah.
That's the most important thing. I think that's the only argument I need to put forward. I
We're,
like
we're
having
gonna
a
we're
car.
gonna save you money by we're gonna save the environment by taking all your money off you. And it's like, right, okay, what are you gonna do with it then? What are you gonna do with it? Because you can't run hospitals, you can't run the prisons, you can't run the police service, you can't run the schools. I'm supposed to expect that you're just gonna sort out the environment as well, whilst you're failing at everything else. Loads of this money goes missing. Loads of it. Fuck off.
Just reading there in chat on a slightly unrelated note. Nat Lynch, sorry, on a related note, just says we have it's called life. All plants capture carbon, then drop their leaves, which becomes soil, etc. Carbon capture.